Imagine working full-time, showing up every day, never late, grinding, budgeting, skipping the extra guac at Chipotle, and still being broke. Like paycheck hits Friday, and by Tuesday you're already calculating how much you can survive on until next payday. That's Daniel. Daniel's got a decent job. He's not popping champagne every weekend, but he's also not making minimum wage. And yet, every month ends with the same three words: where did it go? No vacation savings, no emergency fund. No clue how his bank account has the same energy as a haunted house. Empty, echoey, and slightly terrifying. If you've got a job but your bank account still looks like it needs CPR, you're not alone. And no, you're not bad at money. You're just stuck in a system that quietly drains your wallet, and nobody hands you a guidebook when you get your first paycheck. But today, we're gonna walk through what Daniel should have done and what you can do so your money actually sticks around for longer than 3 days. Now, first off, let's be clear. Having a job doesn't automatically mean financial stability. That's a myth. There's a difference between earning money and keeping money. Daniel earns $3,500 a month after taxes. Not bad, right? But by the time rent, bills, groceries, and just one quick Amazon order roll through, boom, gone. And he hasn't even touched savings, invested anything, or paid down debt. The thing is, Daniel doesn't track anything. He just spends as it comes, hoping it balances out. Spoiler alert, it never balances out. Here's where it gets interesting. When Daniel started writing down every expense for a month, yes, every expense, even the $2.49 he spent on an energy drink, he found out he was bleeding money in the weirdest places. $150 on food delivery, $80 on subscriptions he forgot he had, $60 in quick grocery store runs, where he went in for eggs and left with $60 worth of vibes. No wonder his money was playing hide and seek. Once he actually saw where it went, it was like turning the lights on in a messy room. Scary at first, but necessary. Next, Daniel set up what we call the 3-bucket system. This is something even Warren Buffett would nod at, not because it's fancy, but because it works. Bucket 1, needs, rent, groceries, utilities, transportation. Bucket 2, future you, savings, debt payments, investments. Bucket 3, fun stuff, eating out, streaming, anything that makes you feel human. Daniel's mistake? He was throwing everything into the fun bucket first and hoping the rest would magically take care of itself. Now he pays future Daniel first. Soon as that paycheck hits, 20% automatically moves into a high-yield savings account and his investing app. He doesn't wait, because if you wait to save what's left, you'll save nothing. The universe will always invent something for you to spend on. Your car will blink at you weird, your phone charger will die, or your friend will randomly suggest a weekend trip just to clear your head. Now this next part is wild. Daniel also realized his biggest problem wasn't just spending too much, it was earning too little. Yeah, that's the part nobody wants to admit. But Daniel had been in the same job for 3 years with no raise. He was loyal, hardworking, and broke. So he did something uncomfortable. He Googled how much other people in his role were making. Turns out, he was underpaid by like $7,000 a year. And just knowing that gave him the push to update his resume, ask for a raise, and start applying elsewhere. The result? He didn't just fix his budget, he grew it. 2 months later, Daniel landed a new role doing the same thing, but making $600 more a month. That's an extra $7,200 a year, just for realizing he was worth more and being brave enough to act on it. And guess what? He didn't change his lifestyle. He kept his rent the same, he kept his fun budget the same. He just funneled the new money into his future you bucket. Part into savings, part into investments, part toward paying off that pesky credit card that kept pretending it was helpful. And for the first time, Daniel wasn't just working for money. His money was working for him. But here's where it really clicked. Daniel realized that being broke while employed isn't always about just money. It's about systems. Money flows in. If you don't have a system, it just leaks out. Fast. So he automated everything. As soon as his paycheck landed, it was like a little financial army went to work. 10% into savings, 10% into investing, fixed amounts to pay bills and debt. Whatever was left was all he could spend. And when that leftover money was gone, that was it. No dipping into savings, no whipping out the credit card for just one thing. It was reverse budgeting. Instead of tracking every dime, he just let his system handle it. And suddenly, his account started doing something weird. It stayed positive. No more overdraft fees. No more weird timing of payments. No more scrambling to remember what cleared and what didn't. Just calm, steady progress. But there was one more shift. Maybe the biggest of all. Daniel stopped thinking like an employee and started thinking like an owner. Because here's the thing. Even with a better job, a tighter budget, and less spending, there's a limit to how much you can cut. There's no limit to how much you can earn. So he picked up a little side hustle. Not a hustle that drained him or took 40 hours a week. Just something that paid $200 to $300 extra per month doing freelance writing. And instead of spending it, he labeled it wealth money. That extra income, straight into an investment account. Daniel figured out that the real game wasn't just survival, it was multiplication. Using every extra dollar to plant seeds, let them grow and repeat. Over time, those seeds turned into a cushion, then a pile, then momentum. And the thing is, none of this required Daniel to suddenly become some finance wizard. He didn't go to Wall Street. He didn't win the lottery. He just changed the way he thought about his money. He started treating his paycheck like a tool, not a trophy. And he stopped living on the financial edge, hoping nothing went wrong this month. Instead, he built a little system that made things go right every month. He wasn't perfect. There were still splurges. There were still weeks where the math didn't math. But the difference? Now he had a plan. And that plan gave him power. Power to say no to things he didn't need. Power to say yes to opportunities. Power to sleep at night without worrying if his card would get declined at the gas station. And that's what most people miss. You can have a job, you can work hard, and still feel broke if you don't take control of how your money moves. The job alone isn't enough. It's what you do with it. Daniel used to feel like he was running on a treadmill, sweating, grinding, going nowhere. Now, he's building a staircase, and every paycheck is one more step towards something bigger. So, in conclusion, if you have a job but still feel broke, you're not alone, and you're not broken. You just need to start thinking like a money architect instead of a money chaser. Track where it's going. Plug the leaks. Pay yourself first. Negotiate your value. Build a system that protects your future. Because being broke isn't just about income. It's about intention. And when you start putting every dollar to work with purpose, with structure, with confidence, things start to shift. If you want me to make other videos explaining these topics, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.